Now, of course, one man who knows Brighton more than most is joint top scorer in the Premier League for the Seagulls, Glenn Murray, who's waiting to join us from the sidelines. Glenn, good to see you as always, my friend. Now look, first of all, the fact that I suppose we've got stateside Seagulls, I said to Lewis Dunk earlier, is a little bit surreal, right?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I mean, what the club's done in the last 10 years is incredible, and to be here and be part of this Summer 23 series, it's exceptional, and it just proves that the club's heading in the right direction. To be part of things like this is it's brilliant for them.
Before we talk about, I suppose, where Brighton are at and where they're going to, I suppose, for next season, you're back in America, which played quite a big role in you as a young professional footballer.
Yeah, it did, yeah. I came the long way around, so to speak. I wasn't good enough to get picked up by a few of the local teams in England. So
I hadn't heard of this team, by the way.
No, Wilmington Hammerheads down in North Carolina. So I came over here, applied my trade, and luckily for me, a lucky turn of events, Sunderland came out, Mick McCarthy was in charge, he invited me back, and from there I found my way to Carlisle and eventually to the Premier League. So I owe a lot to the state soccer.
Yeah. You took the long route round, but
very long, much longer than these guys.
Yeah, but you got there eventually, and that's all that matters. But to see the Brighton fans here for a very special occasion, you got the mascot behind you.
This is Gully, by the way.
Gunny.
Gully.
How are you, Gully? You okay? Excellent. He doesn't say much, does he? He's no good on this programme. We won't give him a microphone. But the fact that he's here, the Brighton fans are here, to see their stars up close and personal, they don't get that chance ordinarily.
No, not very often. And like I say, that's why it's so great to be part of this. Going to a few cities. We're here in Philadelphia, Atlanta, New York. So spreading that message, obviously. Our sponsors, American Express, they've been really supportive over 10 years, sponsoring the stadium, the Amex obviously, and just to come to their home nation and spread the word and show what they've created in England to create a Premier League team. I think it's nice for them as well.
And you've already got stuck into a bit of sports viewing yourself while you've been out here.
Yes.
You went to see the New York Mets. In fact, we've got some coverage of that actually.
Have we? Yeah, no, it was good. Yeah,
You're getting well stuck in here.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. It was nice to take in an American sport. A little bit slower than what we used to, but still enjoyed it all the same. And got a few jerseys and met a few of the guys. Got there early and they threw a few pitches for us. And yeah, boy, they threw it quick.
I bet they do.
Glenn, just looking at the team, Brighton now. What an unbelievable season last season. Is it possible that this team can step up again? I know there's European football this season, which is going to be a little bit tricky to manage, but is there more improvement in this team?
Yes, there's more improvement, but I think we've got to be patient. Like you say, European football, this is a group that hasn't played twice a week, almost every week of the season, so that's going to take its toll, but that's why we're bringing more players in, the likes of Milner, a bit more experience, just to ease people through, more bodies in, not necessarily better people, but just more people, just for injuries. I think we looked at the team towards the end of last Premier League season and they were really hanging on. It was sort of touch and go whether they were going to get into Europe, and that was just squad size. But this time we've had quite a good number of people, and yeah, I mean they're going to give it their best shot, but to finish in the top six, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, we can see them being put through their paces, and there's Roberto De Zerbi, who's made a couple of signings so far. João Pedro we know from his time at Watford. But you've got a new goalkeeper, who I know is so much more comfortable with the ball at his feet. But Verbruggen, tell me more about him.
Well, I think we've got to touch on Jason Steele first, because the reason Jason Steele got into the team is because his passing ability, and we've seen him threading some passes, really dangerous passes, but passes that get you out of pressure and right beyond sort of the press. Well, Bart's very much like that. He's a very young man. He's only 20 years old. But his main attribute is he can play out from the back, but he's also got a huge stature. I think he was quite wanted in the Premier League, but he wanted to play for Roberto in that system, in that style. I think we're really lucky to have him.
And what are you expecting to see today from Brighton?
I expect it to be a typical pre-season game, to be honest. It'll be trying to find your legs, this is their first pre-season game. Obviously Chelsea have already got a couple of pre-season games under their belt, so they'll probably be a little bit sharper. We're still welcoming people back, give them a little bit longer off. So this will be Brighton just feeling their way into their pre-season.
And finally, how much are you looking forward to spending your week here in the United States?
I'm really looking forward. I'm enjoying it already, Manish.
You've already got stuck in. You're going to see baseball, basketball,
exactly.
No doubt. Brilliant stuff. Glenn, thanks very much indeed.